And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. It is the Sports Dolls podcast yet again. We are back with episode number 7 tonight here. Fantastic to be back, Dad. How are you feeling?
Oh, it was good. Didn't get as much college football in last week because we were golfing. But definitely we were checking the results, and Josh, you got well. I don't want to take away from our review. You've got some room to grow.
Yeah, I got some room here, but none other, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching here on YouTube, that handsome, sexy man with the backwards hat, not me, with the mustache, rocking those maroon and gold Iowa State Hawkeyes. None other than a brother from another mother.
Oh,
Charlie Cloud.
Charlie, fix him.
Josh, I appreciate the intro. Let me correct you on the Iowa State Cyclones, the real football team in Iowa. I do have to correct you there.
What I said Iowa, and then I went, oh crap, State. Shoot, clones.
I saw the brain took a murmur there. I saw it coming.
Yeah. It fuzzes a little bit here, but nonetheless to say, Charlie Cloud and I have been best friends ever since middle school and played sports together, stayed in touch obviously through college, and till this day still remain friends. We are in a fantasy football league together, and speaking of fantasy football, I just want to go out and, you know what, I'm going to save this till after the intro. Dad, before I get too excited, please, let's see that beautiful intro.
Here it comes right at you, week 6. Oh, that was awesome.
Bam. Again. I know, right? It's incredible, Cloud. It's incredible.
Cheers to that. Unbelievable.
Who thought Josh could putt like that?
Uh-huh. But as I was saying before the intro, this is a sports podcast. I know we talk mostly about Big Ten, but I had a big moment this past week in fantasy football. Cloud, you got to witness it. It was beautiful. I was facing off against a buddy, Jack Samuels. Him and I'll paint a picture, both 1 and 2. It's a very intense league, horrible punishments. You do not want to start on the bad note. And I'm having a pretty good week, but Jack Samuels is having a better week. And I believe, I don't know the exact number, but I think I was down around 70 points going into Monday Night Football with 3 Lions players and Tony Pollard in my flex position. And I didn't watch any of the games. Matter of fact, I was sitting on the toilet and I'm like, you know what? Let's just see how bad I'm losing this week. And I turn up my app and I see I'm down by 5 points. And I went, no freaking way. Because I got Jared Goff throwing and catching touchdowns. I got Jahmyr Gibbs running touchdowns. Laporta's not doing much. And then Tony Pollard just scores a garbage fourth quarter touchdown. It was absolutely beautiful. And I turned on the game, and Sam Laporta caught a screen pass for 30 yards to give me the win. And it was French kiss magnificent. So sorry for, and I scored the most points. Samuel scored the second most points, but he is a loser.
And if it makes you feel better, I just had dinner with him, and he took it in stride and wasn't upset at all. He's completely over it.
Yeah, and
he's not. He hasn't been complaining one bit.
I'm sure.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So that was my brag moment of this episode. I just had to call it out, make sure he knew who was better this week. Yours truly.
And Charlie, you are adulting, doing what I wanted to do, being a pilot. And then Josh has heard this story, but I don't know if you have. I tested out really well with the Air Force, and well enough that they put me through a physical. And the full physical, and I can tell you with great confidence, they start from the feet and work to the top of your body.
Yep.
They checked all of the stuff between my feet and my earlobes, and
You're
then we got
95% there.
And then who knew that colorblind people can't be pilots?
It's a real shame.
I bet you Charlie knew.
Why can't you start from the top down so there's no probing or anything going on?
No.
Throw you through the ringer first. You had the mental capacity. You got through all that, and they get to the colorblind part.
Tell us, Charlie, what do you do now? Who are you flying?
So I fly at Sun Country now. Been there for like 2 years, and I love it. I've enjoyed flying there. Fly a lot of destinations and do stuff for Amazon too, which is nice because unlike passengers, boxes don't really complain if your landing's hard or soft. They just get off.
Just get there and ship them off. That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
I did share with a family that I'm pretty close to in Edina. They were flying Sun Country, and I just mentioned you by name, and then all of a sudden, and I forget where they were landing, but it was like, your friend was our pilot. He was really good.
There you go.
If it was good, I'll take the credit. If it was bad, then I was off that day.
Yeah,
definitely caught you on an off. I was gonna say you weren't working that day. Plain and simple. Absolutely. Well, Cloud, welcome to the Sports Dolls podcast. We're happy to have you here. It's going to be a good time, and we'll just do it. Let's just show you the overall scores.
But before we go to overall, we have a question for Charlie.
Very hot seat, Charlie. I think I know the answer, but us all the tens of listeners here want to know. Charlie Cloud, why are you such a professional picker? I mean, I know the answer, but explain to the audience why you're just so gosh darn good at picking college football games.
Well, first of all, I think probably I was the best ankle biting tackler the Minnesota Conference has ever seen. So that's one. That's
without a doubt,
just professional ankle biter. As a gambler, I'm feast or famine. I've got an app I track on here.
Yep.
The definition of slightly below average, 56 and 62, but ROI rate of the return is just over. I'm up $100, so I'm either all in or all out. So let's just hope we catch me on a good week this week.
Okay. Does it feel like a good week?
Oh yeah, it's never been more crystal clear.
Okay. Well, let's look at what we have from last week.
Claude, do you have a rattlesnake in your? Oh wow!
What
Look
is this?
Look at that throwback.
Oh my gosh!
Look at that. Laces are out. Laces are out.
Laces are out. Chanhassen didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, but hey, Storm fans, boom ba.
Boom ba.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know where that came from.
Laces are out, heads are up.
Yeah, I was going to say. Number 9 never looked so good.
They talk about a good snap, but holders' lives matter too,
We're living it in our family because my grandson, Ethan, is the holder or 10th grade holder for St. Peter. And let's just put it this way. The snapper doesn't feel confident hitting the hands.
No, that's never That's honestly, I would think I was always more stressed about holding than playing any other position in football.
Honestly, I
Give
can
Wes Kramer a shout out. Holding for him, I was like, I know I'm going nowhere in football, but his scholarship's on the line right now. I got to make sure I get these laces up.
And I kind of feel you too. I've never had more of the yips, not as a holder, but as a punt snapper. Like for 3 games, I was just bullets right here, just right in the chest. And then when it counted most, I freaking launched it over the head of our 6'7"
Yep, I remember that.
against Academy of Holy Angels, and never went back. Never had the job again. So that was good.
I will say you did snap it over his head, but we did still win the game. So.
Yes.
Yeah, I made a great defensive play at the end of the game, so that was lovely. Made a lovely catch against my face mask, so that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that's right.
Caught 2 passes that game, and both were for first down. So you know what? Snapper's not my thing. Just throw me the ball, and I'll catch it, or I'll tackle you.
Yeah, just for all the listeners out there, just instead of saying good kick, you got to throw in a good snap, good hold.
Good hold.
Great hold. I think I can throw that in there next Vikes game I watch, because Alex and I always, kicker hits a great kick, and a great kick will. But now it's got to be a great hold.
Yep, great hold, great snap. Doesn't happen without him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Josh, are you ready to look at the results?
Yeah. So as Dean brings up the results here, no offense, Dad, you had a bit of a senior moment.
Pressure.
I went through and just double checked, and I'm like, all right, let's just see how things are going, check the picks and everything. And I spotted not 1, but 2 mistakes over the past couple of weeks that the correction was actually going to bring me down. And you know what? It takes a big man to be like, hey, this isn't right. It's going to knock me down some points. It's going to benefit my dad some points. So you'll see the overall is a bit different than the week before. We made some corrections to make it right, but needless to say, not my best outing this week.
Well, and the pick karma always will make it right.
I need more karma on my side.
Scott is definitely going to rub it into Emma that he doubled her picks last week in sibling rivalry.
Yeah. Good on him. That's for darn sure. And of course, so here's the overall. That's what I was talking about. Before we made corrections, I was sitting at like 34 to 35 to 30, whatever. But you know what? I'm the bigger man on this podcast here, and I said, hey, we need true picks, and therefore I am down quite a bit, and I got a lot of weeks to make up, and it's going to start with this week.
Okay, well, let's kick this off, Josh, and let our guest picker start out.
Yeah, Cloud, your audio is a little stinky. You got a little bit of a rattlesnake over there. I don't know what it is, but hey, what does survey have to say with the headset, Cloud?
The audio on my half is better. Does it sound any better?
Oh,
way better.
Lord. See, Cloud, we're spoiled, and I have this beautiful blue snowball microphone that makes me sound so luscious.
I don't have a microphone, but I have a can I can speak into to sleep.
So, I mean, you sound great. You got rid of the rattlesnake in the room, so you're off to a banging start.
Microphone, your thoughts?
Okay,
yeah,
Josh.
All right, Charlie Cloud. Here we go. The reason why you are here to be the wonderful guest picker that you are starting. Michigan State traveling out to Eugene, Oregon. Michigan State playing Oregon. Oregon favored by 24 points. Let's have it.
All right. I do understand the pressure's on me because I think if I'm correct, the guests have the highest total so far. Is that what I saw? All All
They
right.
they got the lead early, and they've held it so far this season.
Okay. I'm going to take Oregon minus
Mm-hmm.
24. They first 3 weeks of the season, they're a team I think they were underachieving, but they've
Yep.
progressively gotten better. Michigan State is on a 2-game losing streak. Oregon at home minus 24. I think they'll pull away in the second half. Easy money.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Kind of, or Ohio State had a similar spread. Michigan State, same thing, and Ohio State kind of blew out that spread there as well. Agree. Oregon's playing better and better. They're getting their groove on. I think it'll be close. I think it might be like a 25, 26 thing, but I'm going to go Oregon. I'm going to go Ducks.
24 is going to be tough, and Michigan State, they have a chip on their shoulder after their thumping OSU. Charlie, just to warn you, we have Dollalytics going here.
Dollalytics, I love it.
So sorry about that. Dollalytics crunches the numbers that are important and has Oregon winning by 20.5. That is not 24. So I'm going to steal one here with Oregon winning but not covering.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Don't let Vegas get a hold of that Dollalytics sheet.
Yeah, exactly. See, he should just be betting. I was going to say, bet the retirement on it, Dad. You know, you're confident, you got it. Let it rip. All right. Next up, we got UCLA, kind of a garbage team, joining the Big Ten so far this season, traveling all the way East Coast to Penn State. Penn State, huge spread, 28 points. 28 points. Penn State's favorite, Cloud.
I'm going to go UCLA to cover. It's a 11 a.m. kickoff. Penn State just came off a night game against Illinois where they also didn't cover in that game, but they won. And Penn State honestly hasn't had an impressive win yet this season, in my opinion. UCLA, not good, but I think Penn State sleepwalks to like a 20-point victory.
That's tough because I'm going to have to start making some moves against the picker because I agree with you, Cloud. Like, UCLA is kind of bad. I don't think Penn State is as good as they are, ranked number 7. But, I mean, I said that against Kent State, and they put up like 76-0, so that was pretty bad. I'm going to go with the factor of UCLA, even though they're probably already over in the East Coast, traveling to the East Coast, having an 11 a.m. game, like that's tough. It's not going to be easy to do adjusted sleep schedules. I think they are not going to play nearly as good as they've already been playing, which is bad. Therefore, I will take Penn State. I'm going hot with the overs apparently already. We're going to go Penn State, Nittany Lions to win by 35 this week.
All you need to know is Katron Allen is just going to go off, and UCLA's defense is not good, and they make a lot of mistakes. Ranked 104 in penalties, 98 on, 113 giving the ball up. Penn State is the Dollalytics has Penn State by 37. Penn State to win and cover.
Josh Dollalytics, very similar to that. Very similar. I just don't know.
My Cloudlytics are just, I've lost too many bets on Penn State, and they're on my list.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're all over the place. Like, you think, like, okay, like they have like a 15-point spread. You're like, oh, for sure. And they just eke out a victory. And I'm like, dude, this sucks.
I can't watch their quarterbacks throw interceptions or turn the ball over as I need them to cover. That's my analytics.
Yep.
This
I hear you.
I was going to say, with this next week, too, man, this is going to be tough because last week I picked Wisconsin to prevent the USC spread, and they had a dominating lead at halftime, dude, and just pissed it away. That's the best way you can describe it.
I was on the other end of that where I counted it as a loss, and I couldn't believe I turned the game on with like 9 minutes left when I got off the golf course. And I was like,
Yep.
USC is not only ahead, but they're about to cover.
Yeah, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. That was just a piss poor performance. So this is going to be just a bad matchup, I think.
Wisconsin was like, oh, wait, there's a second half.
Shoot. I thought we were just playing two halves here or whatever. But we got Purdue traveling to Wisconsin. Wisconsin is favored by 14. And you know what, Cloud, lead the way. I don't have a freaking clue. Sigh of confidence.
I hate to do this, but I'm going to take Wisconsin minus 14. They've had a couple where they even hung around with Alabama for like almost the entire first half. And that a couple weeks ago, they were driving late in the second quarter where they would have been down one score. And of course, it all fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
My heart says always root against the Badgers because better dead than red, but I'm going to go Wisconsin minus 14.
Yeah, I know that it's tough. I just kind of peered back to last week and, Purdue playing Nebraska. Nebraska had a 10-point spread, obviously covered. And I mean, I'm holding Nebraska kind of at the same kind of level as Wisconsin right now. I mean, straight up, I look forward. I don't know if they play this year, but Wisconsin, Nebraska, I feel would be a pretty sick game. I would pick Nebraska over that one. I think they're kind of embarrassed of their second half performance. They better work out the kinks here. Purdue is just not that good. Wisconsin's just a little less bad. I'm going to go Wisconsin also to win and cover. It's another home game. They did not put a good performance last week. They're going to bring it home this week.
Wisconsin is not good. They have quarterback issues with Van Dyke out. Their team rushing, and this is just so hard to wrap our head around because we've all lived through or Wisconsin teams that have, it's 200 to 300 yards rushing. They had 105 yards rushing as a team. Yeah,
that's brutal.
And, absolutely brutal. And once USC decided they're not going to turn the ball over, the game changed. Dalytics and the only thing worse than Wisconsin is the worst team in the Big Ten, Purdue, hands down. Yeah. Dalytics has Wisconsin winning by 18.5.
We all don't like it, but here we are. We all make valid points. It's probably going to happen if that's the case.
It's make or break week for Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Here we go. Another top 10 ranking Big Ten team. Wow, Big Ten has got some ranking numbers this week. That's for sure. Iowa traveling to Ohio State. Ohio State 19.5 points. Charlie Cloud.
Ohio State minus 19.5. Too much firepower. Iowa can't throw the ball. Kirk Ferentz can't adjust once they fall behind. I won't keep going, but go Buckeyes.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't say enough bad things about Iowa. We could be here all night for that.
Yeah.
And needless to say, I feel we should have had you on the Iowa State game episode. It would have been beautiful. But just know, Cloud, I did choose Iowa State, and it was wonderful.
Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a picture with just any old mascot. All right, Cloud, you just remember that.
I got a couple pictures of you aside down in the front row.
Way back when, a little side story here, I went down and visited Charlie Cloud and Tom Fawning down in Ames, Iowa. I believe it was roughly our sophomore year, and it was magnificent, absolutely wonderful. And all of a sudden, the game's in hand. I'm pretty sure Iowa State was oh goodness, I can't remember. I honestly don't remember who they played, but I feel
Baylor.
Yeah, I feel it was
Baylor.
kind of a piss pounding.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning Iowa State was kind of getting beat up a little bit.
Yep. It was a dark day for the Cyclones back then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And all of a sudden, Charlie Cloud is looking for Josh, and Josh is Dalton's nowhere to be found right now. And sure enough, look up at the old big screen, and Josh is front row, ran down the stairs, and he's up on the jumbotron with good old Cy,
Oh, yes.
the old mascot.
So the only person I knew in college didn't even go to Iowa State. You needed a wristband to be in the first two rows. Me and my friends been always trying to get up there, and lo and behold, we lose Josh, and he's just up there hand in hand with Cy and everyone with wristbands.
Yeah, absolutely. You just go in with confidence and like, all right, clearly this guy. I had an Iowa State hat on. That's all I needed.
Yep.
I had a green freaking Chive on shirt and an Iowa State hat. And they're like, this guy's fucking weird. So let's just let him be.
This is where I say, well, that's my boy.
Mm-hmm. He'll find his way to stardom, whether you like it or not.
We
Okay,
can make a
Josh,
whole
what are you doing?
podcast on those moments.
Yeah. What am I doing? I agree with Cloud on this one. I think Iowa is not great. They're okay. They're a good Big Ten team, but they're going to get down early. They're going to have to pass the ball, and it's going to get ugly. And I think it's going to get ugly fast. We're going to go Ohio State as well.
Charlie, I am surprised with your pick because at least the last 2 weeks, OSU has not covered.
It's got to roll over.
To me, it's at some point they have to cover. I think they've got, they're too talented not to cover every once in a while. And Cade McNamara may look nice when he smiles, but he just can't throw the ball when he's behind. As that's my opinion.
Well, Dollalytics, I'll tip the hat on this that OSU will win, but only by 12, which painfully puts me in the Iowa camp. But then I go and look at the box score. Henderson had leading rusher for OSU had 69 yards. And, Michigan State just decided, here, have the football.
Yep.
So I'm going OSU to win, but not cover.
Okay. I don't like choosing Ohio State, but it's just the option. I need to make up some points here. I'm just fighting from the bottom here. I got nothing to lose at this point in time. Oh baby. All right. I'm happy that this next team is ranked. Indiana has been battling this year, and they've been proving themselves. I know, Dad, you're going to say they got a weak schedule, but they've been handling that weak schedule as they should. And we got Indiana at Northwestern. Wow, what a home crowd advantage that is. But Indiana at Northwestern, Indiana's favored by 15.5 points. Cloud, am I going to pick with you again? Who knows?
I was surprised to see this game's a 2:30 start. I feel like Northwestern just by default gets the sleepy 11 a.m. Let's try to just bore the opponent to sleep. I'm going to take Northwestern. Indiana, I think, is coming off a good win against Maryland, so maybe some inflated points. We'll hear what the Dollalytics say.
Yeah.
At home, Northwestern, I think Indiana does win, but I think Northwestern covers maybe a 10-point game.
See, I'm riding a heater on this one, Cloud. Indiana has been doing okay. They've been playing rather well. They've been hitting some covers. Big win over Maryland in last week's episode. It pains me because I do like Maryland, but Indiana has been playing very well, and I don't think Northwestern. Sure, they're coming off. I think they're coming off a bye because I don't remember picking them last week at all. They are. It doesn't matter. They're garbage. I'm going to go Indiana. Again, covers. We're going cover on this one. Let's go Hoosiers.
It makes me nervous to lean towards your pick, Josh.
Bottom of the pack. Welcome back.
Curtis Rourke is he is incredible. He is a gunslinger. He is the Brett Favre of I'm going to throw it through the person. We're going to get it there. And 350. 359 yards passing
Slanging
against
it.
Maryland.
Yeah, absolutely. Get out there and chuck that ball.
Dalytics has Indiana winning by 19.5, which is over 15. So I'm going Indiana.
Let's go, baby. Oh, sorry, Cloud. I mean, Cloud's going to be sitting there like, see, Cloud, this is the best part
I'm
about
second guessing. Yep. I'm second guessing a little bit. I was also on the other end of the Indiana-Charlotte game 2 weeks ago. I thought Charlotte was an easy cover.
Yeah.
And it clearly was not.
Not quite. Not quite. Yeah. I was going to say Indiana is just they're sneaky in there. But Cloud, see, this is the best part about the podcast is we come here and we pick this game. I bet you if you have an opportunity to watch Indiana Northwestern on Saturday, you're going to be sitting there like, guys, let's turn on the Hoosier.
Yeah.
The Hoosier
I will be following every single one of these games.
They're just going to be like, what the hell, Big? No, I'm feeling the Wildcats on this. Come on, baby.
Just keep it on the TV for a little bit. We need to see this drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
get the ball at half.
Yeah, don't worry. We're warming up. Diesel engine, baby. Oh goodness, that's the best part. It's so good. It makes you just these games that you just don't give a toot about. Makes it a little bit more worthwhile.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a game that I actually would watch. No joke. Rutgers traveling to Nebraska, and Nebraska's favorite 7.5 points. Charlie.
7.5 seems like a lot to me. A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But I am going to take the Cornhuskers. I think they're going to bounce back. I know they did beat Purdue last week, but they had the tough loss to Illinois recently. I don't know if you've seen their quarterback. I don't know if that's been a thing on this show of he replicates himself like Mahomes, tries to act like Mahomes as much as possible.
I do find it absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, dude, find your own thing, apparently.
I hated it at first. I think it's hilarious now. I think it's like the fact that he refuses to admit it makes it even better.
Like there's literally side by side, like he jumps up, gets his legs up, does the arm flex, the hair, everything. I'm like, what? Where do you think you got that from? Oh, I've always been doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
You've been in high school while this guy's been doing this for years in the NFL. Yeah, it's tough because Nebraska's been covering this year.
Yeah.
But also so have Rutgers at the same time. Rutgers coming off a hot win, traveling to Washington and getting that dub, which barely, 3 points. They covered barely. But I'm just going to keep riding Nebraska's coattails on this one, dude. I think they are at home. They're almost unbeatable to an average team. If it's average to average, that home field advantage is huge. They love playing big. We're going to go Nebraska without a doubt.
This one makes me uncomfortable because I look at last week. Yes, it was a nice win over Washington. Don't take anything away from it. Rutgers defense pulled it together. They were up by 11 going down the stretch of the fourth, and Washington, scored and had a 2-point conversion. But Athan, Josh, was throwing up Athan numbers, 50% passing, and he threw a whopping 156 in yards.
Lights out.
But Dalytics has, because Nebraska makes so many bad penalties, and I'm guessing penalties cost them the game at crucial times. Dalytics has Rutgers not only slipping in under the cover, winning by 1.
Ooh.
Wow.
Hey,
I know.
Well, that's an easy. You can put it on the board for us right there. Yeah, put it on the board. Oh, baby. Now, the game of the week for the nation. We have USC Trojans coming all the way to the motherland of Minnesota. They don't know what's going to hit them at Huntington Bank Stadium until they finally arrive. But we have the Trojans of USC traveling to Minneapolis to play the Minnesota Gophers and only favored by 8.5 points.
Prime time Big Ten Network.
Oh, can't get enough of it.
USC new on the primetime Big Ten.
Mm-hmm. First time making it happen.
Charlie, what do you think about this one?
If I wasn't from Minnesota, it would seem like the easy bet is USC minus 8.5. Minnesota is their quarterback's questionable. I think the coaching's a little questionable, but it is a primetime game. It is in Minnesota in October. I'm going to be tailgating all day. I'm going to be at the game. I have to go with the Gophers minus 8.5. I don't think they can pull out the victory. They might. This is kind of one of those random games. They should have snuck one out at Michigan. They got robbed on a call or two at the end of the game. A sneak one out there. I mean, that was the ultimate backdoor cover, and they should have. They had a chance to tie that thing up.
Yep.
I think there's some belief in that room, and they're excited about playing another competitive game against one of the best teams in the country.
Yep.
And I'm going to be there, so I'm going to be screaming my heart out all game long. At least,
Absolutely.
If not for victory, give me those minus 8.5 points all day.
Yeah, this one is tough because right away, instantly, I'm like, you know what, Minnesota against that for sure, without a doubt. I was like, yeah, probably USC, but I hate the fact that they pulled it together against Michigan in Michigan to make it a close game like that. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, Michigan beat USC. Minnesota played tough against Michigan. Will Minnesota play tough yet again at home against USC? That's the real question here. And the answer is, I don't know.
That's a solid pick, Josh.
I mean, it's just tough. Minnesota lives for their moments. I'm going to, just like in a blackjack hand where you bet, like this has got to be it. I'm going to get, faces on this one. That was my confidence pick last week with Minnesota, not like Michigan's going to cover. And I was like, confidence pick, Michigan's going to cover. And,
I was the same way.
Yep. Yeah. They flipped me just like a 5 and an 8. And I'm like, wow, this is garbage. But you know what? You place your bet even bigger on the next hand and you go ahead and say, yep, I'm going to go again. I'm going to get 2 face cards on this one. Sorry, Minnesota. I'm going to go USC. I'll take that 8.5 points. I think they're going to come into the bank. They're athletic. We'll see what happens. They used some star power last week. We're going to go USC this week.
Here's my salty gopher. Watching that, the 2 things that were entertaining, because we didn't get to watch it because Josh, you and I were together golfing.
Damn it, Alex, having a baby shower and making us golf. What a selfish dick.
I was also golfing elsewhere.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. We were all golfing.
In watching that onside kick, I've never seen that where the guy in the first row who could have smothered it.
Yep. I'm letting it run past me, big dog.
You'll get it back there. And turn your head so you not only didn't get the ball, but you aren't blocking anyone either.
Yeah, you're not preventing anyone from getting to the ball, and that's the problem.
But Big Ten didn't make a mistake, but we're going to have 2 on the line from here on out. Anyway, yes, I'm
anyway, that's just my little spiel here, a little vent, whatever.
Okay. The disappointing part, the Gophers running game with Darius Taylor, it just puzzles me. But what is encouraging, they said, okay, Darius can't run the ball. Oh, we'll just give him short passes, and he was a beast. And he had 13 targets, 10 receptions. So between those two, he did get his 100 yards. USC makes a lot of mistakes, and the Gophers have had unopportune mistakes at this time, and they're going to put together a real game. This is my super dog upset. Minnesota. The algorithm has the Dollalytics has USC winning by 5, but either way, I'm going Minnesota, and we'll get this one. And Charlie, I will be there too.
Let's go, Dean.
Yes. The best part is being at this game, choosing the Gophers, and you're just like, dude, I'm there. I'm gonna be cheering them on. Like, it makes it so much easier to be like, dude, yep, I got the Gophers on this one, hands down. It's gonna be an electric atmosphere, no doubt about it. It's gonna be a beautiful day. The only reason I'm upset is because I won't be there with either of you. Just making it happen.
Me and Dean will meet up somewhere and we'll FaceTime and we'll get you there.
Yeah, we'll pull this in.
Yeah, this lovely weekend to Illinois with the in-laws. It'll be good. But apparently it's going to be Harrison's weekend. We what time's the game, by the way?
6:30.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back from the pumpkin patch at that point in time. But
Charlie, which lot are you in?
I think it's a family friend of mine. He's got a lot out there. It's right in front. I can't remember which lot it is.
Okay.
Let's see what he's got. I'll text you.
Okay.
Because we'll probably get down there around noon, 1 o'clock, something like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. You let them know. You just keep your eyes peeled. Dean might just pop on in and be like, looking for the Cloud family. Oh goodness. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a very exciting environment. It's a big game, a ranked team coming to Minnesota. Like, this is what Minnesota lives for. If they win, they're gonna storm the field. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, it's just gonna be electric. I'm very jealous that you guys will be there, but hey, that's probably why I went USC on this one. I'm like, not going to be there. Whatever. Okay.
Josh, let's get to the rematch. National title rematch.
National. I can't believe this. Are you sure about this spread, Dad? Like, you're 100% confident with this spread here.
Let me double check in the books
because
right now.
Right now we have a ranked. That's what it is. Wow. Okay. For I'll say it right here. National champion rematch of last year. Number 10 Michigan traveling to Washington, and Washington is favored by 2.5 points. Let me remind you that last week Rutgers, an unranked team, was playing Washington. Now, granted, it was home, but Rutgers were favored by 2.5 points and covered. But yet, I don't know how this works, but Michigan is traveling on the road to Washington, and now Washington is all of a sudden favored by 2.5 points. Charlie, I don't know, make it make sense to me, because it sure as heck doesn't.
Charlie, they're basically this is an even game, just giving the home points away.
Right. Once I got saw the spread, I Googled the game about 7 different times to make sure I didn't miss any injuries. I'll take Michigan -2.5, -5.5. I just got a mortgage. I'm going to put the entire mortgage on Michigan -2.5.
Yeah, I'm straight. Yeah, I am just bamboozled by this right now. And for the fact that Washington just got beat by Rutgers. Now, granted, it was 3 points, but that is Rutgers, and it is not Michigan. I don't know. I mean, Dad, mark it down right now. Confidence pick, Michigan. This is the silliest thing in the entire world. If anyone argues Washington, you're a nincompoop. You're an idiot. That's all I got to say. You're dumb. There you go. I felt like Donald Trump there for a moment. You dumb.
And I'm sorry, I said mine.
yeah.
I said
Yeah.
I said Michigan minus 2.5. I meant plus 2.5. That's how much I like Michigan.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was like. I'm like seriously. Like you could give Michigan -7, and I'd be like, yeah, Michigan -10, probably. But man, I am just shocked. That's all I got to say. I got nothing else to say. I'm stumped.
Okay, I feel uncomfortable going with my pick with how Josh is going to rip on it, but Dollalytics, the Michigan offense rated 116. Washington defense rated 10. Orgy, he had a whopping 86 yards passing against the Gophers.
Pretty good.
86.
Kind of good there. Not bad.
So Dollalytics has Washington winning by 5.
I just because what, Minnesota made it a close game, and I don't know. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. This is a simulation. This is ridiculous. I don't know how Michigan is not favored here by any amount of talent, explanation, or what. I'll watch College Game Day and just be like, make it make sense, Kirk Herbstreit, because I need to know.
As long as College Game Day, as long as they all don't pick Michigan, then I think we're safe.
Yeah.
If they all pick Michigan, we're screwed.
Oh my God. Isn't that, yeah, that is the truth. Very, very much so. It doesn't matter if it's college or NFL, because I don't know how many times, like years ago, and this maybe what started the Josh Dahl, Isaac Dolan curse. And I'm getting off track here, but I got to let it ride. I was watching a game with Isaac Dolan, and it was like, let it ride. And it was like, Minnesota was dominant in like 2018, 2019, and they were playing just a garbage Lions team. And of course, everyone picked Minnesota to win. And obviously, we lost. And that probably is what cursed Isaac and I whenever we got together that year. And for many years to come, we watched the Vikings lose together, and it was brutal. And but yeah, now you got me nervous watching College Game Day, because all of a sudden, here comes Washington. Everyone's going to pick Michigan. I think you'd be silly not to. And watch it happen. They are going to just freaking upset Michigan.
Well, in Michigan, they have hands down the toughest schedule for strength of schedule. So that's tough to equate in there also. And they're a target. They're the national champs. So, Josh, where's your confidence pick going?
I already told you.
We have to do Charlie's confidence pick.
Charlie, look over. I was gonna say, Charlie, do you got your picks up? Do you have the spreadsheet up right now?
Here, I'll share it.
Oh yeah, I got it on monitor too over here. I'm using shout out to Erica. I'm using her work desk. Yeah. I got it over here. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Erica. You're the best. Appreciate you. What pick are you like? Yep, this is gonna happen. It's worth 2 points as opposed to
my
1.
Confidence
Which
pick.
one?
With a sideways bullet, it's Michigan plus 2.5.
Ooh,
is my confidence pick.
Absolutely, it's so easy. It's so easy.
It's
Dad, I was gonna say
both teams are obviously shells of what they were last year. I'm just saying both teams are shell. They're not the same teams they were last year. Both on both sides, Michigan and Washington. Michigan's the better program. They're a little under-respected. They're not the same team, but I think they go into Washington and win outright. So
This is Charlie. This is tough. And Josh,
I think it's an easy decision.
Oh yeah.
this is tough because Washington had the most, by a long shot, portal action with new players coming in and with the coach leaving and all this and that. They got some studs. They just have to gel and come together. Whether it's this week or down the road, they are going to be a force to reckon with. And yeah, they're a scary team.
So, Dad, it would make it interesting. Not going to tell you what to do, but boy, would it make it interesting if you wanted to choose Washington as your confidence pick, because this would be a make or break moment on this one. But you choose your confidence pick. What are you?
Well, let me look at Dollalytics and see which is the most confident pick.
I see you putting a star next to Wisconsin on that one.
I just went with what I thought with Wisconsin. It's not Oregon. Dollalytics has the difference is 9 for Penn State. It's not OSU. It's not Iowa.
Hey, you're flirting with the lead, Dad. I'm not going to lead you astray right now, okay? Because if someone's going to take down the guest pickers, Charlie, you got some pressure. I don't want it to be you because you got the lead right now. And that's the pressure of being a guest picker right now, because Dean could outscore you by 2, and then for the rest of the season of Sports Dolls, we will reference you as the guest picker who lost the lead. Now, there can be pickers that have lost points and made the margin a little bit smaller, but Charlie, you took a big step coming here tonight and accepting this role of, you know what, it's either going to make or break. You're going to launch them, or you might lose the lead.
It's going to be a good week. It's going to be hard to take 2 points from the guests when you go 8-0. So
yeah. Oh man, yeah. Because I was also looking at my picks, and I'm sitting there going, boy, do I need an 8-0. I need to put a 9 spot out there to just continue to stay relevant in this race, because I'm afraid of the direction I'm going, Charlie, and it's not going well.
Well, Dollalytics, I went with the biggest, what the numbers tell me, and that's what I'm doing. So I've changed it to Penn State.
Yep. That's the biggest spread out there this week, and you said, yep, confident.
There it is.
I mean, yeah, UCLA is a garbage team. That is going to be tough. I think.
It's a West Coast, East Coast.
Yeah, on the road. I think that's a pretty good confidence pick. I wouldn't be upset to watch you hit that one. That's for sure. But yeah, I was gonna say, Cloud, what are your thoughts overall? Good to have you here. Expectations of the Sports Dolls podcast.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Just happy to be a part of it. Been studying the spreadsheets, looking at the scouring the internet since I got the text yesterday. That's why I didn't text you back right away. The email, I had to make sure I had my ducks in a row.
That's fair. Yeah,
make sure I had the desk set up too. I had to make sure I was squared away. So
the Oregon Ducks in a row.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah,
amen to that. Especially if somebody use that as a nice excuse, like, no, Erica, I got to check out this spread right here. Okay, I need to do a little bit of research. Those boxes, I think they're not that heavy. You can move them. It's fine.
I think
the boxes ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what, Charlie? This down the road, we moved in this house in 98, and we kicked all the kids out of the house. and went to the garage and found 7 boxes that have never been opened since the move.
Wow. Yep. Thank goodness we held on to those, because
Yes.
you got to let us know. You got to unpack those bad boys, because that would be
Yes.
unreal.
Oh,
we had a box that just says memorabilia, and I just put it in the back of the closet. It's like we'll open that later.
But
Yeah.
you just have to remember where the memorabilia is.
Right.
Yeah. Best case scenario, you forget about it and you find it 27 years later and you go, wow, look at this bad boy.
I think if you've made it this far in the podcast, you give it a thumbs up.
Yep, there it is.
Be a sub.
Well, you got 2 thumbs up. Look at that bad boy.
I know.
Wow.
And then
My
Charlie.
word. Oh. Nothing but love for Mr. Cloud and his lovely appearance here. Cloud, happy to have you here. I was pumped as soon as you said you would, and nothing short of greatness having you on here.
I appreciate you boys having me on. Anytime you need a last second caller, you know where to find me.
I'm already betting that spread. Now, Charlie, the closing part is with all your picks here, you're a gambling man, which I respect. Are you just going to straight out, money line these picks, or are you going to make it a parlay? What are you planning on doing with your picks that you made here tonight?
I have to do a parlay.
Yep.
Obviously, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't, I'd be a madman.
Correct.
And then I'm going to have to go single pick each one. If I am going to go money line, it is going to have to be a Minnesota with the underdog, Minnesota money line. But parlay and then individual each one. Because I'm going to be tracking these all day. I've already called in sick to work. I'm taking the next day off. I'm just going to be dialed in for 24 hours.
Absolutely. You are prepared, and I love the commitment to it. You're going to have to text me and let me know how it goes, because nothing like this, it doesn't happen often. But boy, do I just freaking love it if it just hits and you're like, yeah, I was plus 100 overall this season. Now I'm plus 200 after this week. Life is good.
Yep, that's all we're looking for. I'm going to be Dean. By the way, I looked it up. Maroon Lot is where I'll be. So
okay,
let's meet up in the Maroon Lot on Saturday.
We're going to start out in the fairgrounds, and then we usually come to the stadium early and mingle. So we will do together, and especially even though there's no trophy, after the Gophers win, we'll find each other, and while the fireworks is going, we will go storm the field.
Absolutely. Think of me about 2 p.m. when you guys just start tailgating and be like, wow, Josh and Harrison are going to be by some nice pumpkins.
Yes.
Real nice pumpkins. On that note,
I'll have a latte for you, Josh.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, Cloud, as we end every single episode, we put our hand in front of the camera like we're doing a hands together breakdown. We do sports dolls on 3, so we hate to break tradition, but Cloud, bring that hand on in here. And on 3, sports dolls. 1, 2, 3, sports dolls.
Sports dolls.
Boom, baby. And that is how you do a podcast episode, folks. We got baby stuff. Let's go. Welcome to Josh's cribs and his basement. Baby stuff, beer fridge, table, long hallway.
You got to open.
Lovely basement.
Yeah,
you have to open it.
Yeah, look at that. Diapers. Oh wait, don't worry. We got more. A room that pretty much never gets used. More diapers.
There's a TV in there, though.
There's TV and Rock Band. We use that Rock Band a good once a year. It's great. But all right, Claude, I'll throw 3 darts for you. If that's what you want. That's what you want. That's what we'll do. Dartboard opening up.
There's nothing in there?
Nothing in where?
I sniffed that out, Charlie.
Nothing in where?
In your dartboard?
Oh, look at it. Darts. What? Oh, what in the ass? Did you do something stupid in my ass? What about it?
What?
Oh my! Oh.
This is awesome.
And we have a lovely coaster that I found. That is nothing but. Oh my God, Kevin Moore.
Just some friendly pictures of Sleepy Kev.
Dude, my favorite is the passed out with the loon over his lips.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know what? I'm old and I sniffed that out.
Oh my goodness, that's incredible.
I put that in your dartboard when I came down there for the baby shower.
Yeah, diaper keg party. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what. And
haven't played.
There's another coaster somewhere in your basement. I don't remember where it is.
That is awesome.
Why did you make these? Just so you could put them anywhere?
I made them for his bachelor party, and then I kept putting them in the bars that we'd go to in Austin, Texas. But Kev liked them so much that he just kept grabbing them. So I have like 15 of them in my. I just have 15 more. So I was like, I just need to start placing them places.
These are so good.